Okay, just a bit more progress. I took a day off today. I was at Keene yesterday in Hampton Court in England. It was a beautiful concert, really nice. Took my daughter for her birthday. Anyway, um, I managed to think about what was going wrong. And so let's just start the program. This is going to be quicker than normal because I'm not reading the pedal contents. I've already cached them. But you notice the directory I've got here is my effectively ZoomPedalFun Python. Okay, so forget that bit. What I'll be checking this into the Git, and if you want to play along, you can basically start from the Python, run a Python 3, and the B14X001 at the minute is the program. This will call the modified modules program, and then it will interrogate the pedal, pull out the current state, and it's currently reading the GCE-3 in what's it called, A1X4 mode. So now it's loading the patches and the FX into a RAM, and then it'll be able to use them to interrogate. And so let's see what we've added so far. The major thing is that um, there's the ID is effectively a 32-bit, but Mantra also takes it as a 28-bit. So I got a bit 4 bits wrong. So now you see I've added on the fact that it says patch and FX, and I've also made these slightly bigger. Now we're going to try and capture the sound through the air with this microphone and a headset, so it's going to be poor quality. That's not the aim of this. It's the demo of what it does. Yeah. So if we click on the patch and we click there, now we should have some Martin, and you see it's comp auto war. So wow, 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 wow. There's the auto war and the pitch shift coming on. And the next thing to do will be to add in the parameters. But now let's go and show that it's doing something. Let's go to this one. Now we should get the little J45 model. And this wasn't displaying before because I was out by 4 bits, the top 4 bits. So now we should get a slightly different sound. Instead of wow, 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 wow. So we've chosen that one. Again, this is a Zoom GCE-3 unconnected to the Guitar Lab software. It's connected to a Raspberry Pi, and all I'm doing is currently using Python process to talk to the pre-existing commands I've written. Again, I'm going to get a bee in my bonnet about this. Someone said, "Why is this useful?" It is if you know how to glue it together, and this isn't the way you would do it. Let's just see what this nylon sounds like. Everyone likes a bit of nylon. There is a good patch on the GX acoustic, and this is a Stratocaster playing through. So it's got a sort of nylon sound. So I could almost imagine I'm playing a guitar there. But the main thing is just to show we're controlling it. So we can use. I'm going to put this on the touchscreen eventually. It's just more convenient at the minute not to move it into the house again, and the missus will kill me. So let's look at this really crazy sax. Let's try that one. And auto wah. So this should be another wah wah wah. So it's a sax GEQ, and you notice that that's double size, and then the single size, and then the pedal. I don't know how you use the pedal on these little GCs that don't have a pedal input, but let's just try. Let's put the on the Fender. Let's pick the wider bit. So this is the EQ or EGX commands. You see, it makes it almost like a humbucker. Let's turn that one down. I've got that tone on quite high on the SPC. But you see, basically, we can now. I'll check this code in if you want to play along with it. It's not the finished product. It's going to have more. And again, the hope is that someone will know Gadwin and say, "Hey, man, this kind of moron in England is doing crazy things. Is there any way that you can make this work with the wonderful tone lib?" It'd be nice if you ported it to the Pi, by the way. It's got a nice echo. That sounds pretty good through the air, yeah. Again, this is the earphone output, which is low volume, effectively going into a set of Logitech speakers. It's not going through the full rig. But so, what it means in theory, I suppose, I didn't think about this. I'm sorry to go on. Let's do something different then. Let's try and say, okay, I want to change the guitar model. So let's have a look. model, yeah, modulation. Well, maybe I can find a way to group it better than this. SFX, delay, reverb. Oh yeah, they're later, aren't they? Because it's 20 is the group for. There we are. So these are different. I don't know what these things are. Oh, it tells you there. A Martin. I'm sorry, I'm not into acoustic guitar, so I don't know what a Martin OM is. Somebody knows. I'm going to tell me in the comments. That's great. A Gibson J45. Everyone loves a Gibson. It'll break the neck. So we'll stick that there, and that should change it to Gibson J45. So now we'll go and say, all right, let's put a bit of different kind of compression there. Let's go to the top. Boom, 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 boom. I've got to think of a way of doing this quick on a touchscreen. Maybe I'll use more real estate and bring up a series of categories you can drop into to, that might be the better way of doing it. I just got to think of how to write data structures. What's this one? Simulation of a Dempster comp. Okay, I don't know what that is, but I'll have that. I'll stick that there. Boom. And pedal volume. Well, let's have something else instead of a pedal volume because again, I don't see how we can use that. What might we use? That's a plate reverb, isn't it? So what's any SFX is here? Boom, 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 boom. Well, I suppose an amp cabinet. What's that all about? Cabinet. This model's the sound of a Fender Deluxe. Okay, let's see what happens if I stick that there. Okay. So it's not too bad. It sounds good. I know it won't be very good into this microphone. It sounds good through the air. So hopefully that just shows you some idea of what we're doing at the minute. We've taken Mungel's program. I'm going to merge some of his code in because he has much smarter ways of doing, you know, I don't even want to show you, well, I will show you the bitmap code because you can look on the GitHub for the minute. But what he did with the basically spotting the icon pattern to pull out the bitmap with his construct is fantastic. Yeah, I did it the hard way. I'm not very proud of it, but I'll basically store this in the GitHub in a minute, and you should be able to grab hold of it and play with it. And then I'll try and merge in some of his code and just make it more elegant. And the functionality, I think somewhere I wrote it down. Let me have a look. Yeah, decode the ASCII screens. What this means is that when you look at certain FXs, you get things like musical notes or whatever, and I'm just using MIDI at the minute. So deep down, what I'm doing is showing the MIDI that's being generated to change a parameter or whatever. In this case, it changed the FX, yeah. So it changed FX1 effectively. These are the slots I talk about. And yeah, then I need to add the tuner mode on maybe, but I'm not so worried about that. The parameters, I need to stick the parameters on so you can see them. What do I say here? Current patch display allow setting. Yeah, I should display the current patch number actually as well, like 10, 11, whatever it is. Yeah, I do allow you to set it because you set it here by dropping down there. Yeah, I guess what I'm saying to myself is that yeah, it changed it. So that's changing it by selecting from the drop down. Yeah, but there are other ways of doing that. But I need to send the change. Yeah, I do that. Allow setting combo box does. Yeah, the combo box. I see. I said I need to send the change. I've done that. Tick. I did something to do. Handle different patch format. Oh yeah, that's later for the G5N and that. So the moment this sort of little hack should work on any of the B1X and 4, G1X and 4, A1X and 4. So it should work on any of those. and the other ones are slightly more complicated, but we'll look into that. Anyway, thank you for listening, and I'm going to check the code in, and please play with it, and let me know if there's anything else that you want to do in the short term, because again, my main experimentation is to get the parameters on so we can change those, and we'll take it from there. Okay, thank you for watching, and bye bye.